Alright, this is another Corvette chat, and this Corvette chat's topic of the day is hobbies. And so, shout out to the timestamp guy on an earlier, previous live. He actually recommended the topic for today. So we're going to be talking about hobbies. We're going to be talking about what's your hobby, how did you discover your hobby, and what about your hobby makes it fun. So as people join the chat, that is going to be the topic for today. And hopefully for those watching this after the live stream has been broadcast, if you want to comment below, I do read all the comments and I try to respond as much as I have time to. So let's get to talking about hobbies. I'll start off with some of my hobbies. I like to play video games, mostly shooters, first-person shooters, Call of Duty. I used to play World of Warcraft. I played a lot of Rainbow Six, Counter-Strike, Quake, Unreal. But of those, probably Quake was the one I played the most during that time. But yeah, shooters. I did Halo for a while. Played when I was in Iraq. A lot of people love to play Halo, so I would do Halo tournaments. Halo 2 in particular. Got really, really good at Halo actually. So I won a couple of Halo tournaments in Iraq. What else? Besides video games, I like board games. I like playing games like Monopoly, Trivia Pursuit. Other hobbies of mine, I like basketball. So I'm doing a slam dunk challenge, so basketball is definitely a hobby I like to do. So yeah, that's some of my hobbies there. Why do I like some of my hobbies? How did I discover? I think video games is an easy one because I play video games ever since the Atari days. So it was Atari. From Atari, it went to Nintendo. And then PlayStation, and then ever since PlayStation came out, ever since the PlayStation 2, I've been pretty much a dedicated Sony fan, because I've had PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, and I'm waiting. Hopefully I'll get a PlayStation 5 here real soon. So, do you play instruments? All right, Firefang. I do not play instruments, but at one time in my life, I made it a mission to try to learn how to play Just Mary Had a Little Lamb on as many instruments as possible. And I think I managed, obviously the recorder, the piano, and I believe guitar. That's as far as I got. But it was like a stupid challenge I did to myself when I was younger, was to learn at least to play Mary Had a Little Lamb on every instrument I ever come across. So that's as far as instruments go. Do you play any instruments? So while we're waiting for others to join this chat, again, the chat topic today is hobbies. What are your hobbies? How did you discover your hobby? What about your hobby makes it fun? So, hey, anonymous stranger. So the topic again is hobbies. So let's share hobbies. You play drums. Okay, now what kind of music do you play on those drums? Because I'm a big fan of metal, alternative rock. I'm doing fine, anonymous. I'm doing really good. I'm actually heading to the gym. My gym is, as of this month, started being open 24/7. So that leaves absolutely zero excuses to go to the gym. So I had a lot of things going on today, so I didn't get to I usually like to go to the gym in the afternoon, and because my gym's 24/7, there's no excuse now. So it's actually it's 7:23 p.m. and I'm heading to the gym. Soft rock, hard rock, and some metal. So what is the most difficult song that you play on the drums? Because obviously certain songs, I guess, are a little bit more difficulty. There was a meme the other day that was talking about John Bonham for the first 4 minutes of Stairway to Heaven. He's just sitting there waiting. My day's going well. I think it's Jan. I can't read so well because I'm driving. So, but my day's going good. Thanks for asking. Cartoonist, voice actor is your hobby. So what voice, what cartoon voices do you do? Famous known voices like Mickey Mouse or Welcome to the Jungle. That's the hardest you play. That's a pretty brutal, fast-paced song. So Abrick, you're mentioning cartoonist, voice actor. That's your hobby. So have you ever considered being professional with it? You know, it's a hobby that I can think could be monetized. I mean, not to say that every hobby should be monetized. If you like to do something, you should do a hobby for the pure enjoyment and fun aspect of it. Stay in this lane. So yeah, Welcome to the Jungle, great song. trying to think of other songs that are like really difficult. I would think any song by either Disturbed or like System of a Down would be really difficult, or at least super fast on the drums. So I know I've been saying it on other live chats, but another hobby of mine is karaoke. I now about 2 nights a week, and 2 or 3 nights a week, and I sing karaoke, and so that's a major hobby of mine. And I'm hoping that I can do a live stream one karaoke night, maybe this Saturday. Saturday is usually the most fun night, so yeah, stay tuned. We might have a karaoke live stream this Saturday. Aspiring voice artist, if I read that right. Stop hurting the Corvette and want you to floor it. So an interesting thing I've learned about the Corvette is that there's certain break-in mileages that you have to do. Like, you're not supposed to really redline it for the first 500, and then up to, I think in another 400 miles I have to bring it in for its first oil change at around 1,500 miles. And then I learned that the oil change is a whole day procedure. They have to take the bottom plate from the car to be able to get to where you change the oil. So it's a whole day ordeal at the service center. So, no, I'm not done with the engine break-in. So there's certain mileages where I forget what the mileage that Chevy or Corvette recommends before you take it to a track, which I'm not going to take this car to a track. But, as far as illegal drugs, I do not partake of any substances. I have a top secret clearance, and some of the requirements of my clearance is not to participate in illegal activities. What other hobbies we got out here? So we got cartoonist voice acting. We had playing the drums. So the whole chat topic today is hobbies. What is your hobby? How did you discover your hobby? And what makes your hobby fun? So back to the cartoonist voice. I'm at a red light, so let me try to scroll back up to what you were saying. Practice playing the piano when I was younger, but stop it, I don't remember anything. Oh, my goodness. Knitting. All right, Sandra Ross, knitting. So what got you into knitting? Like, as a hobby, what got you into it? Usually a family member taught you how to knit, or was it just something you said, hey, I want to do this? Okay, we got Rico Suave. His hobbies is watching IP2. Sandra says, I like to knit, crochet, and have a hot cup of tea. Oh, your mom taught you. That's sweet. Yeah, when you mentioned knitting, I was like, usually that would be something like a family member, like a mom or grandmother would get you introduced into. So that's a good bonding. I think sometimes hobbies are good to bond with people, like some of your hobbies, like the guy, the one I mentioned, you play drums, you play in a band. That's, playing with your friends or doing a hobby that you can enjoy with friends and family. So that's always good. Did I see jiu-jitsu? Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, some of your hobbies, guys, are in poor taste. Corvette's automatic. I don't recall them making any stick shifts for the Corvette C8s. Anyone can correct me if I'm wrong. All the C8s are automatic as of now. So what other hobbies we got here? To keep your brain thinking. Keep your brain going and keep it thinking, yeah. So again, my hobbies are karaoke, video games, basketball. Obviously, the gym has kind of become a hobby of mine too. In a weird way, it's become a hobby. What other hobbies? I mean, obviously riding, but there's certain lines on riding where there's some things I do as a fun creative project, but then it's just what it is. Do you like guns, Jim? Yes, I do. All right, I like to go to a shooting range, so I have 2 AR-15 builds. I have a 16-inch barrel long rifle, and I have a 7.5-inch barrel AR-15 pistol. So I like to go to the range about once a month and then shoot. So I'm pretty accurate. with a rifle. Let's see. But COVID's really bad in my city. I'm sorry about COVID being bad in your city. What city you're from, young almond? Your M3. I wouldn't doubt that your M3 would handle better on currents, but I don't know about a straight line unless you got it chip tuned. 0 to 60 at 2.9 is mighty hard to beat, but I wouldn't doubt it. Any M series BMW on a track with turns, I give the M. The M would probably eat my lunch. So I'm not going to disagree with you there. What is your favorite hobby? I would have to say it used to be video games, but now that I do karaoke 2 and sometimes 3 nights a week, I think karaoke has become my new favorite hobby as of now. I usually sing about 6 to 8 songs a night on average, so I really enjoy it. In Canada, okay, young almond. So yeah, I heard today. I was talking to some colleagues overseas. I have a friend of mine that's in Frankfurt. I think Germany is talking about going back into another lockdown. What was the other country? There's a couple countries talking about going back into lockdowns. In Texas, our governor lifted the mask mandate, but there's a lot of businesses and facilities here that are still requiring you to wear a mask when you walk inside. In fact, I just went to had lunch with my youngest daughter today, and the restaurant that we went to required us to wear a mask until we sat down at our table. So again, even though Texas has lifted the mask mandate and all the businesses are open again, I think it's still up to the business or the establishment. Obviously, if you're a hospital, clinic, medical facility, it's only the prudent thing to require people to wear masks if it's a medical facility. But other places, I've been to some places that it's pretty much up to you. If you feel like you want to wear a mask, they're not going to say nothing to you if you wear a mask. But if you don't want to wear a mask, it's up to you. So karaoke. Yeah, so I've been Facebook memories. I was looking at my Facebook memories, and it had my post from a year ago where I was at a Walmart Supercenter, and the whole aisle of tissue paper and toilet paper was just cleared out. And I did a post that said, "I hope a year from now we remember the great toilet paper disaster of 2020." And look back at it and laugh. And now I'm looking back at it and laughing. So, all right, once that coming to a red light. What races are you? If you refer to my ethnicity, so my biological mother was half Japanese, half Korean, and my father was kind of what in America we call it a Heinz 57. A mix of French, Irish, Dutch. A little bit of everything. Somewhere in the West family, we have a sliver of Cherokee Indian, but from what I understand, it's not enough to get casino money. But there is some Cherokee Indian in there. I'm about 6'4", tall, and no one else in my family is above 6 foot. So I'm the tallest one in the family. Can't figure that one out. But as far as my ethnicity, my mother was half Japanese, half Korean, and on my father's side, a mix of European in there. So let's see. Do you still pay for television? I can't read all the comment there, but yeah, as far as hobbies, I do watch. I'm subscribed to Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu. What's the other one? Amazon Prime. So I have all the streaming services. I don't really get a lot of time to watch them, but my favorite shows, like on Amazon Prime, I love watching Top Gear. I mean, Top Gear to me is a guilty pleasure because it takes my love of travel, my love of fast cars, and those 3 guys are quite some characters. Jeremy Clarkson is a great character on that show. But I like watching Top Gear. Netflix. The last shows I watched on Netflix were goodness, I can't even remember the last show I watched on Netflix. I think it was the Ryan Reynolds, like Six Underground. That's how long ago I actually watched a whole movie on Netflix. I believe that was it. Which was a great movie, by the way, for a Netflix movie. And then I don't really watch anything. I think the last thing I ever watched on Hulu was It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is a favorite show of mine. Shout out to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fans. So hobbies, we're back to hobbies. So I guess I was just talking about TV shows. I mean, watching TV and the streaming services is a hobby. Obviously, a lot of people that are under lockdown or self-quarantining, streaming services have been kind of a must in life. So I guess streaming TV is a hobby. So what other hobbies do you guys have? Let's talk about our chat hobbies. What is the weather? The weather's overcast. It's been overcast all day. We had a couple of days of pollen, a heavy pollen. I'm not allergic to pollen, but my youngest daughter is. So, yeah, there's heavy pollen everywhere and just the yellow stuff on all the cars, on all the streets. But it's overcast today, not a very pretty day. But I decided that I was not going to miss the gym today, so I'm heading there now. It's 7:36 p.m., and my gym's 24 hours, so there's no excuses for me not to go. Do you like, I think it says crafting. What do you refer by crafting? Like building things, like metalworks, woodwork? Let's see, sometimes I think I correlate my hobbies as chores. I think that's if I'm reading that right. Why so? Why would you say that your hobbies become your chores? See, a hobby is supposed to be something you do for pure fun, right? Fun or some kind of enrichment for yourself, right? Whereas a chore, you do it because it has to be done. It's like a requirement versus it's a need versus a want. Like, I want to do this because it makes me feel good or it makes me feel entertained, but a need, that would be a chore. So, building anything. So, as far as building anything, I used to build computers back in the day. Used to build servers and computers, but I don't really do that anymore. I guess as far as crafting, the only thing I craft now is books or stories and novels. So, as an author, so I guess that might count. Your father carves. That's awesome. He carves like furniture or like other type of things. Greetings from Mexico. Hello, hola to Mexico. So, funny story. I did a test. I tested out 2 years worth of Spanish in high school years ago in the state of Louisiana by taking one test. It was pretty funny, but don't want to elaborate on it. But I can't really speak much Spanish. But yeah, hello back at you. That is, I think if I'm reading your last part of your name, Rick. Sorry that I can't really fully concentrate on reading the text because one, the sun is set, it's getting dark here, and I'm driving. So obviously driving, I need to focus on the road more than the chat. Computers, yeah, I used to build computers. Is that your hobby though? Working with computers? That is, I'm about to stop again so I'll be able to read your name. Is that Scamcast? So if I got your name right, Scamcast, computers, are you like building them or working on them, or what about computers you like doing? Figurines, wood burning, that's on the carving? That's cool. So, yeah, I don't know a lot of Spanish. I know very, very rudimental words like hola, como se dice, me amo es Jim, oh goodness, just very few words, tango, dinero, very rudimentary words. So I would not even begin to want to engage in a conversation. So I guess, to be fully honest, it would not even be basic conversational level. So, and I'm the kind of person, if I can't carry a conversation in a language, I'm not even going to try, because to me it's insulting to someone to try to speak a language and you really can't. Yeah. Oh, I'm a very safe driver. So if anyone watched my stream when I was outside San Antonio, a lot of people showed a lot of concern for my driving. So I've been in 2 combat zones. I've spent years in very hostile situations. I've been in terrorist checkpoints. I have flown in very dangerous situations. So I have really good focus, and I'm a very safe driver. I've never had an accident where I was at fault. So I work with, did I just see scorpions and resin? So you encase scorpions in resin? So that's Buffy. Can't get the last name, but I think I saw that you work with scorpions. How is that? Have you been, I mean, if you work with scorpions, it's a matter of time before you've been stung by one. So have you been stung by a scorpion, and can you share with us what that feels like? Because I can only imagine it's a level 99 type of pain. So that's to you, Buffy Kunzman. So if we could get a detailed description of what being stung by a scorpion feels like. Would you travel? So I've been to Mexico before, but I've only been via cruise ships. I've been to Cozumel, Playa del Carmen, and Cancun. So I haven't, other than the cruise ship experiences, I haven't really truly experienced all the things that I'm sure Mexico has to offer. And so I do hope that before I move back overseas one day, that let me raise my vehicle. So on my Corvette, just so you guys know, I have the front axle lift system. So when I'm at my gym, there's a lot of dips in the parking lot. So just to be super cautious, I just raise the front of the car, and it raises it by about 2 inches so that I don't have to worry about scraping or curbing or scraping rather. Let's see. I am keeping well, Tracy, thanks. Oh, from London. Favorite city on the planet. I've been to London 51 times. I love that city. Let's see, I have been stung a few times. It burns like hell. Oh my goodness, so it burns. How long does that burning last? Oh, my car's lowering. Let me get my car parked here, and then I can focus on the chat for a few more minutes. How long does that burning feeling from a scorpion sting last? Alright, put this thing in park. It swells, but it feels like liquid fire. Thanks, Jedi Venom Snake. Thank you for the comment on the Corvette. London, UK. Yeah, London, UK is my favorite city. 51 times. Wow. I'm central in the West End. So the West End, I saw a couple of plays there. I saw Once, performance of Once. I saw Dirty Dancing. I forget the name of the theater, but it was a really small theater. And then I don't think it was the West End, but I saw Wicked in London. I took both my daughters to see Wicked. And then in another area close to Leicester Square, we saw Matilda. So I've seen quite a few productions. So I love to see like Broadway style productions. So almost every time I go to London, I try to see a show. Same thing with New York. So I haven't been stung by a scorpion before. One of our chat people here, let me get their name real quick. Buffy Kunzman has been works with scorpions, and they say it feels like liquid fire. So I never want to know what that feels like, but thank you for giving me the description of what it feels like being stung by a scorpion. Oh, so Venom Snake, you've been stung by a scorpion too? So we have two. What are the chances of two people on this chat being stung by a scorpion? That's some pretty astounding odds there. Oh, awesome, Tracy. Yeah, Wicked. That was the first. I think that was the first production play that I took my daughters to, and they absolutely, both of them fell in love with it. My oldest daughter at the time, she really hated to be outside or go see anything, and when she loved it, she fell in love with theater, and that surprised me. My youngest has always been a fan of theater, but when my oldest daughter fell in love with Wicked, we went to go see Matilda on a follow-up trip to London. We saw Matilda, and I took them both to go see Lion King in New York. Oh, Tanya, you've been stung by a scorpion before? We have 3 people on the chat that have been stung by scorpions. Wow. Yeah, I would run if I see a rattlesnake. Yeah, I'm scared of snakes. So, okay. Oh, you've never, okay, so Venom Snake, correction, you've never been stung by a scorpion before. Okay, good. So we just have 2 people on the chat that have been stung by scorpions. Okay. Oh, okay. You haven't been. Wait. Maybe we only have the one. Uh, that is a record 3. Oh, a recluse spider. Don't they have to like remove the flesh and skin from the bite area of the recluse? Because doesn't it like really damage, like nerve damage the area where the recluse bites? Because I know a recluse spider is one of the deadliest spiders on the planet. So yeah, Wicked is an awesome production. Again, both my daughters thoroughly enjoyed it. It was their first experience seeing a live production in front of them, and they both absolutely fell in love with theater. They are narcotic, yes. Yep, the most venomous. Australia is the country that's filled with all of the things that will like instantly kill you, or really hurt you really badly. So, well, we're going to be wrapping this up soon. So the topic of the day, just one more chance for everybody to comment. We're talking hobbies. What is your hobby? How did you discover your hobby? And what about your hobby makes it fun for you? And so I already said I'd like to do karaoke, video games. Actually, I forgot another one. I used to love to watch movies. I used to love going to the movies. In fact, this week I'm going to go try to see 2 movies this week. One of my websites is moviewrongs.com. It's a movie reviews website where I review the movie from the perspective of an author of how I would rewrite scenes or rewrite a character to make the movie go from mediocre to possibly good to great. So all of my movie reviews are focused on the writing or the screenplay of the story. And so I haven't really done a review in quite some time. I think the last one I reviewed was Tenet. I think that's my last review on the site. So I'm going to go see, there's a movie with the guy, Better Call Saul, it's coming out. I'm trying to remember the name of that one, but he's got a film coming out this month. And there's another film I'm supposed to watch and review. Oh goodness, it's I think The Little Things with Denzel Washington. So hobby is drawing. All right, that's Onyx. What do you like to draw, Onyx? And how did you discover that you like to draw? London is everything. So Tracy, I tell you, I've never had a bad meal in London. Tanya, you said documentaries. So yeah, London, never had a bad meal. I've always had a great time in London. Aside from the sporadic rain that comes and goes, it's a lovely city. It's super walkable. I find myself where I keep missing my metro stops or or taking the underground as often because as you're walking, you see something new, and it's a super lovely city to walk through. So, got someone that draws. Onyx likes to draw. Are you still in lockdown in the USA? We're not on lockdown in the USA. At least Texas, we recently lifted the mask mandate, so we don't have to wear the mask. And let me see if I can go and put this person on a timeout. Mostly character designs. That's cool. Snake and bug hunting. All right, so that's how you got into scorpions. Okay. Yeah, I just put the one person on timeout, guys. I don't remember how I got into drawing. So you do character drawings. Is there like, can you share like, I don't know if you have like an Instagram page for your drawings or like a DeviantArt page. If you have a link, you can put it in the chat and we can check it out. If that's something you're willing to share. Watching anime, video games, and cooking. All right, so for Snaily Gaster, what video games and what are your top dishes to cook? So we got Snaily Gaster. His hobbies are watching anime, or his or her, video games and cooking. So we're looking for what are your video games and what are your dishes you like to cook or cuisines you like to cook. For me, I can cook Thai food, Italian food are the top 2 that I cook really well. I actually took Thai cooking classes while I was in Thailand for one summer. So I could do my favorite dish is green Thai chicken curry. And increase my retro video game collection. What is your oldest video game you have in your collection? Rumble Rick. Plasmophobia has been my favorite as of late. Horror games, oh goodness. So, Rumble Rick, you say you have a retro video game collection. So, what is your oldest video game in your collection? Give me something other than Pong. Space Invaders. That's another old one. Thai? Yeah, it's with coconut milk, yes. Yeah, I do green chicken curry, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting when you learn how they make it fresh. Like they grind the red peppers, and then you add certain other vegetables to turn it yellow, or spices turn it yellow, and you add another type of chili to turn it green. So it's real interesting how it's super simple. The curries themselves, at least the seasoning that goes in, is very simple. Video games right now: Dragon Age, cooking Chinese, Korean. All right, yeah. What is one of the favorite Korean dishes of most people? There's, what is it called? Oh, you're going to have to correct me there, Tanya. What is the dish that a lot of people like to go eat? Butter, spaghetti and burgers, chicken. What was the Korean dish? Bulgogi. Bulgogi. Now I just remembered it. Okay, my collection: Super Nintendo 64, Game Boy, DS, 3DS, and then PS2, 3, 4. So, but what is your oldest game? So I guess of that you listed, it would be the Super Nintendo. So what is your oldest Super Nintendo game? Because, I guess it's Super Mario Brothers, or was it Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo? Iranian food is wonderful, yep. Persian food is great. I lived in the Middle East for a long time, so I got to try Persian food, Moroccan food. I like couscous. I tried various kebabs, like the Iranian kebab versus the Iraqi kebab. Yeah, you get a lot of good food in the Middle East. Pad Thai is good. That's actually my youngest daughter's favorite Thai dish, shrimp pad Thai. So, guys, it's super dark. The sun is set, so you can't really even see my face. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I really appreciate you guys jumping on the chat, sharing your hobbies with me, talking about your hobby. Greetings, Ireland, Lionheart05. Welcome. I know it's a little late to chat, but we're going to wrap this up soon. So I'm about to go work out in the gym for another 3-4 hours. My gym's not 24 hours, so it's nighttime. I have no excuse to work out. But thank you guys for this chat. This has been another Corvette chat. Our topic was hobbies. Thank you for sharing. For those of you that just jumped on and want to share your hobbies or share things with us, put the comments in the description of this video once it posts, and we can continue talking about our hobbies. And I do read all the comments on all my videos, and I try to reply as much as possible. But thank you guys for joining this chat. And with that, that has been Formerly Me.